You wrote your life vision. It's sitting there. And when you open it, you have no idea where to start. It's too big, too far. None of it says, do this on Monday. So you close it and go back to whatever felt urgent. The quarter ends. You worked hard, but nothing you did moved the vision closer. And now another 3 months are gone. That's a missing bridge. This video is exactly that bridge, and it consists of 2 routines. First, a retrospective of the quarter that just ended. Second, planning of the one that's coming. Together, they take your distant life vision and turn it into concrete goals you can actually execute. If you haven't written your life vision yet, watch the previous video first. Everything in this video assumes you already have one. Here is what we are covering. Before the routines, I will explain one concept you need to understand for both of them. It's the difference between your life vision and your lifestyle. Then I will walk you through the quarterly summary, a structured retrospective routine. Then we will move to quarterly planning, where the actual goals for the next 13 weeks get defined. If you don't know me, my name is Matt, and I've been building and testing life management systems on myself for 6 years, and I've been running both of these routines every quarter for over 2 years now. So this isn't just a theory. I'm going to show you exactly what happens inside the execution compass when I run them. Picture this. You open your life vision doc on Monday morning. You read through it, and then you sit there because none of it tells you what to actually do. The vision says things like, be financially independent or be in the best shape of my life. Those are directions, not actions. There is nothing on that page that maps to a task, a project, or even a goal for this quarter. So you close it and you go to do what feels real and urgent. And then you do that again the following Monday and the following month. A year passes. You were busy, but you cannot point to a single thing that measurably moved you toward the vision you defined. The gap is exactly where it was 12 months ago. That's the problem 1. No mechanism turning this vision into this quarter's concrete work. Now, the problem 2 is different, but just as damaging. When you plan a quarter, at some point something goes wrong. You planned something that didn't work. You made a mistake. You hit a wall you didn't see coming. And then the quarter ends, and you start planning the next one, from scratch, with no record of what went wrong. No processed conclusions fitting into what you decide to do next. So the same patterns repeat. The same mistakes happen again. The gap doesn't close. It stays flat or it widens. Put both problems together, and here is what you get. No bridge from vision to action, and no feedback loop making the quarters better over time. That's what these 2 routines fix. But before we go into the first routine, I need to explain what lifestyle means in this system and how it's different from life vision. Your life vision is far off. It's unconstrained. It's the version of your life you are working toward over years or decades. Things like complete financial freedom or being a world-famous musician. It's big, open, and with no timeline pressure on it. Your lifestyle is different. It's a quarter-sized slice of the vision. It's what you can realistically achieve or maintain right now in the next 3 months on the path toward the vision. In other words, it's the minimum version of the vision that you would actually be at peace with. If your reality stayed at the lifestyle level, you would still call it a decent life. It covers the same 11 life areas. Same format, but scoped to right now. What does your health look like this quarter in a way that's genuinely achievable? What does your work look like? Your relationships? The lifestyle is the target you can actually reach in 13 weeks. The life vision is where you are ultimately going. Both live in the system and both matter. With that covered, we can finally move to the routines. Let's start with the first routine, the quarterly summary. The agent opens by walking you through 13 reflection questions about the previous quarter. What went well? What went badly? What you learned? What brought real results? Which actions turned out to be a waste of time? There are 13 of them total. You answer out loud or by texting. These questions force a real reckoning with what the quarter actually was. Not a feeling, but a structured picture. Once you've answered them, the agent synthesizes structured conclusions from what you said, not a transcript of your words. A clean, usable set of conclusions. What to keep doing, what to stop, what to change. It shows them to you first for review. Once you confirm, the agent saves them to Notion. And here is something worth noting. Most retrospective notes never get used again. You write them down and they sit somewhere in the folder. That only happens when there is no mechanism pulling them forward. In a few minutes, you are going to see exactly how the second routine pulls those conclusions into the plan. From there, the agent moves into the lifestyle assessment. You need an honest picture of where you actually are against your target lifestyle. One thing worth noting, the The target lifestyle gets defined in the second routine, which is the quarterly planning. If this is your first time running these, there is no target lifestyle defined yet, so this step will be skipped. If you've run this before and have a target lifestyle from previous quarter, the agent walks you through your target lifestyle one life area at a time, and for each one you describe your current state against it, which elements are achieved, which are hit only partially. It saves the assessment in the same format as the target, but describing where you actually are instead of where you want to be. Then you do the same thing for your full live vision. The agent walks you through it area by area and you describe where you currently stand against it. That gets saved as a live vision assessment, an honest record of current state versus target. The next part is something you couldn't easily do on your own. The agent takes this quarter's live vision assessment and compares it with last quarter's across all 11 areas at once. From that, it builds two lists: your achievements this quarter toward the vision and what fell behind. Each item shows which life area it belongs to. You go through both, adjust anything that looks off, and save. The last step is going through every goal from last quarter that you didn't finish. The agent pulls all of them at once, shows them to you, and asks what to do with each. Move it to the next quarter, close it, or delete it. Nothing carries over on its own. Every unfinished goal gets a deliberate choice. And now you have something you almost never actually have at the end of the quarter. A real picture of what happened, not just a feeling, not a vague sense of whether it was good or bad. A structured retrospective with clear conclusions. A lifestyle and live vision gap you can see. Two lists showing what advanced toward the vision since last quarter and what slipped. And no unfinished goals left hanging. But a retrospective without a plan is a diary entry. Most people who do retrospectives don't connect them to their planning. The reflection happens, the planning happens, but one doesn't fit the other. So the lessons don't carry forward. You reflect, write things down, and then plan the next quarter from a blank slate anyway. Same blind spots, same mistakes. The second routine opens with the target lifestyle. If this is your first time running it, the agent walks you through all 11 life areas and help you define what your target lifestyle looks like for the next 3 months. What does your health look like? Your work, your relationships, your finances. You describe, the agent saves to Notion. If you've run this before, the agent displays last quarter's lifestyle and asks what to recalibrate. You update what needs changing, confirm, and the agent saves it to Notion. Once the target is set, the agent builds the lifestyle delta. You now have two things: the target lifestyle you just defined and the lifestyle assessment from the first routine showing where you actually are. The agent lines them up element by element across all 11 areas. Each element gets a status: achieved, partially achieved, or not achieved. That delta is saved. From the delta come the first goals. The agent looks at everything that's partially achieved or not achieved. That's the gap between your target lifestyle and where you actually are. It proposes goals to close that gap this quarter. You review the proposals, confirm them, modify them, or add your own. The agent saves the confirmed goals to Notion. These are your lifestyle goals. Goals for who you want to be and how you want to live in the upcoming quarter. Next, the agent does the same thing for your full live vision. It compares your target live vision to the live vision assessment you did in the first routine. Where are you against the full vision right now? Each live vision element gets a status and the whole thing saves to Notion. Before setting more goals, two things are brought in. The first comes from your monthly time review. That's a separate routine in the system where you check if your time is actually going to the things that matter and produces a set of actionable conclusions. I will walk through this routine properly in one of the upcoming videos in this series. The agent displays these conclusions here. The second thing is the quarterly conclusions from the quarterly summary routine. What went wrong, what to stop, what to change. Both are right in front of you before you set any more goals, so you read them through, take them in, and plan with that context in mind. Taking all of that into account, the agent now looks at your live vision gap, specifically the elements that aren't achieved or are only partially achieved, and proposes goals toward your full live vision for this quarter. You confirm, adjust, remove, or add what you want, and the agent saves them to Notion. The order matters. Lifestyle goals first, then live vision goals. You close the near gap before reaching for the far one. The agent also pulls anything you have dropped into your goals ideas database over the quarter. You pick what fits and the agent adds it to your goals list for this quarter. Okay, the goal list is ready, but the goal without the clear definition of done is not a goal, it's a wish. You will get to the end of the quarter and have no idea whether you actually hit it or not. So for every goal you committed to, the agent proposes a set of definitions of done. I will refer to them as DoDs. There are two types of DoDs. The first are input DoDs. These are concrete deliverables that are entirely in your control. Build a landing page, set up Stripe, run the workshop. Do the work and it's done. The second are outcome DoDs. These depend on external factors outside your control, not only on you. You can do everything right and still not hit the target. Each one is tied to a specific outcome, a number you track to know whether you hit it or not. But an outcome DoD alone isn't enough. On its own, a high-level outcome doesn't tell you what to actually do to reach it. So the agent breaks it down into 3 tiers. At the top is the primary outcome DoD. That's the main outcome you want at the end of the quarter. It's still outside of your direct control, but you can work towards it by figuring out what drives it. That's where lagging outcome DoDs come in. These are the different things that primary is actually built from. If your primary DoD is revenue, your lagging DoD might be free trial signups, lead magnet downloads, or YouTube video views. Still not fully in your control, but if they are on track, primary follows. The agent will reverse engineer these for you from the primary outcome. And each lagging outcome then breaks down into leading actions. These are the actions that are entirely in your hands. You ask, what do I control that moves this lagging outcome? Those answers become your leading actions. Execute them consistently and they will move the lagging outcome, which will move the primary outcome. Take a revenue goal as an example. Primary outcome is $5,000 in monthly recurring revenue by the end of the quarter. Revenue comes from free trial signups. Signups come from lead magnet downloads. Downloads come from YouTube views. So you work backwards through that chain and each step becomes a lagging outcome with a concrete number. 100 free trial signups per month, 1,000 lead magnet downloads per month, 20,000 YouTube views per month. Then for each lagging outcome, you find the monthly action that drives it and put a number on that too. Publishing 8 videos a month drives YouTube views. Adding a template CTA to all 8 videos drives lead magnet downloads. Sending 4 nurture emails a month drives free trial signups. Alongside all of this, you also have input DoDs, one-time deliverables like building the pricing page or setting up the free trial flow. Put it all together and every goal has a complete DoD structure. The deliverables you will ship, the outcome you are tracking, and the chain of actions that drives it. Nothing vague. Nothing that can't be executed. Before, you would reach the end of the quarter with no real idea what you had actually gotten done. Now it's the opposite. You start each quarter knowing exactly how the last one went, and the next 13 weeks are actually planned to move you closer to your vision instead of leaving it stuck where it was. The picture gets sharper every cycle. The plan gets sharper every cycle. Not because you are working harder, because the system learns from itself and you are working on the right things. Both routines are part of Execution Compass. And the best part is you don't need to know how they work. The agent walks you through every step. All you do is answer its questions and it saves everything to Notion for you. If you want to run them yourself, the link is in the description. Early access pricing is still live. And if you want to see how these quarterly checkpoints connect to the weekly and daily planning routines that keep everything moving in between, consider subscribing. More videos in this series are coming, and that's exactly what they will show you. Remember that gap from the start between your distant live vision and the concrete things you can actually execute? That was the missing bridge. Now the bridge is built. That's it for now, and as always, happy execution.